And we are live. Can you see me, guys? Bonjour, bonjour. And we are live. Can you see me, guys? Bonjour, bonjour. And we are live. Can you see me, guys? Oh, bonjour. Bonjour tout le monde. Est-ce que vous me voyez? Est-ce que vous m'entendez? Est-ce qu'il y a des gens qui sont prêts à me poser des questions? On va attendre un petit moment. Je suis là. Bonjour Sarah. Sarah Rab. Bonjour Amnol Sahou. Est-ce que vous m'entendez? Est-ce que vous me voyez? Je vais poser des questions. Je vais répondre aux questions. Et j'espère qu'il y aura des gens qui vont me poser des questions. J'attends. Bonjour, bonjour Tania, bonjour, bonjour. On va attendre 2 minutes. Le temps. Bonjour Aura, hi, bonjour. You should say that in French. Should I say bonjour? Bonjour Akraf, hello, bonjour. Farhan, I did my French exam. And how did that go, Farhan? Did you do your French exam? Do you have, bonjour, bonjour Bushra, bonjour, do you have, guys, any questions for me today? I mean, I'm going to do a little lesson on prepositions, but if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour Champagne, bonjour Aftab. Do you know what? I might need my glasses here, I can't see. Bonjour Ronnie, bonjour. Oh, thank you Amida, I like you very much. Okay, daughter of the sun, bonjour. Okay, how do you say good morning? Well, good morning in French is bonjour. Okay, bonjour, je suis content de vous voir. Moi aussi, je suis très content de vous voir. Tibetan, from Tibet. Bonjour tout le monde. Please tell the name of French scholarship. Okay, what does that mean? What is the name of French scholarship? What do you mean by scholarship? Bonjour Jenny Champagne. Jenny. Okay, Joseph, if you have a lot of questions, then fire away, okay? That would be good. I have my French grammar exam on Monday. What should I study? Amnol, if you have a French grammar exam, okay, you should study the basic of grammar. I'm not sure what level you are on, but be aware and have everything ready. So if I were to do some grammar revision, if I were you, I would definitely revise. And I'm going to put myself very small here. I would definitely do a list of revision. First of all, do I know my conjugaison? Conjugaison. Do I know how to conjugate, okay? Do I know how to conjugate in the present tense? So, au présent. Do I know how to conjugate au passé composé, par exemple, okay? And do I know how to conjugate au futur? Now, once you know that, you'll have some basis. And what I would suggest for you is to know these verbs in different tenses, because they will teach you they will help you how to conjugate in the past. So, avoir is to have. So I would like you to try to know the verb avoir in the present tense. And we've learned that, and if you've watched before my lesson, please have a look at avoir in the present tense. If you know avoir in the present tense, you will then be able to construct the passé composé, okay? I'll tell you why in a minute. Être is definitely a verb that I want you to learn, to be. Faire is another semi-auxiliary that I would like you to learn by heart, to do or to make, okay? And aller, definitely this one, in a way to conjugate in a futur proche. I would love you to know this as well, and that means to go. And then you've got the hardest verb that we conjugate and we use a lot. So pouvoir, that means can or to be able to, okay? And then know as well, vouloir, which is to want, okay? So please try to, if you have a grammar exam, try to be very, very strong when conjugating these very irregular but yet common verbs, okay? And also in terms of grammar, I would ask you to know your COD and your COI, le complément d'objet direct et le complément d'objet indirect. Jonathan, can you please explain direct and indirect, please? Okay, It's funny because I did a live hangout. This is exactly that. I did a live hangout on complément d'objet direct, on complément d'objet indirect. So you've got to, I can't explain everything, but on a very simplest way, when you have a complément d'objet direct, it is a complement to a sentence, to a verb, which is directly linked to that verb. Okay, for example, super quickly, je mange la pomme. And so in a sentence, you will have to be able to identify where the complément d'objet direct. What is the complement in this sentence that is directly linked to the verb? Okay, now can you answer this question, guys? I'm going to ask you, where is the complément d'objet direct here? Where is the complément d'objet direct? Anybody here? La pomme. Bravo, Amélie. La pomme, absolutely. La pomme is the complément d'objet direct. Okay, so here you've got the subject pronoun or the pronom sujet. Okay, pronom sujet. Maybe I should put it in French. Okay, le pronom sujet, and then you identify the verb. Okay, here's le verbe. Okay, and then you can identify. And I'm talking about the lady or the man, I can't remember, who asked me about how to prepare for grammar. Identify by looking at the ending of the verb, identify the ending of that verb. It is I, it's related to je, it's a present tense. Okay, so you write présent. Now we've got la pomme. Well done, you. Okay, I can see that some of you know what your complément d'objet direct. Now you've got to use a complément d'objet, as in the pronoun that is going to replace this la pomme. So we want to say I eat it. Okay. Now, knowing that is la pomme, we need to use the beginning of that word la, and we need to put it just before the verb. So je la mange. Okay, je la mange. And here suddenly your complément d'objet direct has moved from after the verb to before the verb. Okay, so I can see that some of you can do your complément d'objet direct. So an advice that I would give you is to know your pronom d'objet direct, okay, and your pronom d'objet indirect, okay. So I know, well, look, Govin has just given them to us. So if you look at Govin's comment, okay, we've got me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. And what Govin means by there, and I'm glad that you're doing it for me here so I don't have to do it, is that he's given us the list of the compléments d'objet direct that replace a full complément d'objet, here, such as la pomme, into something much smaller, which is placed before the verb, okay? Govin, I have made a video on COD and COE, but you know what? I can definitely do that, and we make a note here, okay? And yes, trying to learn the present, past, and future tense. So can you help me out, please? Okay, but here I will do a little session on présent, past and future, because it is really much part of what the basis of learning a language is, okay? I know that you have different ways of learning a language, and for you guys out there, you might be already in France and learn it on the go, and we call it a formulaic way of learning the language, which means that you're going to learn sentences that fit a certain pattern or that answers a certain question. Now, if you want it to be really precise into learning the language, okay, I would advise you to learn the basics of grammar. In YouTube, my obviously channel, you will have all of these in lesson 1 to lesson 55, okay? So all of this is covered already in my channel. Palais, tu es belle. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're kind. You are a kind man. Thank you. Alexa, please come to Belgium once. I would like to meet you and speak French with you. Mayuri, love to travel everywhere in the world to meet all of you. That will be lovely. Bonjour, Vanita. Bonjour. I'm starting B1. Any reading materials? Prudence. B1 is a funny one, actually. If you guys don't know the sub-levels into learning any languages, they are like that: A1, A2, B1, B2, and then you've got the C1, C2. Okay, can you see that? And we established that A1, A2 level is beginner. Okay, so you're expected to be able to make short, simple sentences, but not that complex. Okay, you should know a lot of vocabulary, and you should be able to learn the present, présent. And I think at this passé composé is definitely the tense that you should know in an A1, A2 level. Am I forgetting a tense as well? Possibly the future or futur proche. Okay, I'm going to write futur proche. Sorry about the lousy handwriting here. And B1, B2 becomes slightly more complex. Okay, le futur case. Okay, thank you. Now, B1, B2. Any advice? I would start getting to know your tenses really well. And by tenses, I mean add to that the conditionnel. Okay, conditional, I'm going to write it like that. And start adding more complex, tenses. And that's more of a B2 level. Once you know how to conjugate these complex tenses, I think you would have less problem communicating. If you have less problem communicating, then you would suddenly have be more confident about talking. Okay. Another thing of B1 level, you need to know your prepositions quite well. You need to have some idiomatic expressions. Okay, and touch a little bit on the subjunctive. And I can see that one of the questions is, please teach subjunctive. Imparfait. Imparfait. Vanita, is imparfait part imparfait? I'm going to write the imparfait. Is it part of B1 as well? Do you know, on the top of my head, I can't really remember, but definitely. Okay, so please tell about the futur antérieur. Okay, so what I'm going to do, it seems like a tenses is a problem. Okay, Govin, you have completed A1 and A2 exam. Well done, you. Well done, you. And I think you helped me into the, the COD here, complément d'objet direct. So you seem to know a little bit, and that's good. Elle Boyd, bonjour. Good to see you. Well, it's excellent to see you too, Elle. It's really, really good. Okay, so very quickly, okay, for you guys that want to know a little bit more about tenses, we are going to do a mini lesson on tenses, and we're going to cover the futur antérieur if you want to know that, okay? One thing I'm going to start by, and I know that some of you might think that it's too easy, but bear in mind, because a lot of you out there might be a complete beginner. I would like you to know avoir and être in the present tense, okay? Okay? Knowing the basic of this will help you conjugate in the past tense, and I'm going to demonstrate that in 1 minute. Okay, okay. Avoir in the present tense, we want to say I have, you have, he has, she has, we have, you have, and they have. Okay, please, please, please learn this by heart. Okay, and I will never emphasize enough on this. Okay, so in a minute, I will show you a verb conjugating different tenses and even the futur antérieur if you want. Okay. How many Piotr, Novak, how many tenses we need to learn? All of them. If you speak in a language, and I'm not sure whether English is your first language, but you would realize, like I'm doing it now in English, that you speak in so many different tenses. In English, in French, I think, counting the subjunctive antérieur, and so on, we've got about 17, okay? I'm not telling you that you should know all of these, because some of them, like a passé simple, is never used, but I definitely think you should know at least 6 or 7 of them, okay? So let me go back to avoir just for a minute. J'ai, tu as, il and elle and on a are always conjugated the same way. Now, nous avons, okay. Vous avez, you have, okay. ils ont, and elles ont. And for people who do not know why we have two ways of saying you, please refer back to my video on vous, on how to say you in French. And this is called the subject pronoun video. Okay, learn this by heart. Être, I am, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, on est, and then nous sommes, okay? Vous êtes, okay? And then ils sont, elles sont. Please learn these two, and we call them auxiliary verbs by heart. Really important. Now, why am I showing you that? Because some of you must think, well, I know that already. It's because when you're going to conjugate in the past tenses, you are going to need those verbs, those auxiliary. Without these auxiliaries, you will not be able to conjugate in the past tense, okay? So let's take, for example, I don't know, give me a verb, a first group verb. Come on, guys, give me a first group verb and we'll try to conjugate it in 6, 7, 8 different tenses. C'est un de mes difficiles pour moi, je ne veux le parler bien. Vanita, you do speak it quite well already. Okay, manger, parler. Parler is good. Okay, I like that. I like the manger and parler. Parler and manger. Two very important verbs in life. Okay, we like to eat, we like to talk. Okay, so let's have a look. Regardez the good one. I'm going to take parler as an example, and we are going to try to see what it looks like with je. I'm not going to conjugate it, you know, je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il. But let's take, for example, parler au présent. Okay, so we're going to try to conjugate it into lots of different tenses to show you, okay? Présent, we want to say I talk or I am talking. Salut, Lee, bonjour. Amnol, I have watched all your French lessons video and I love it. Will your grammar video be enough to study for my grammar exam? Do you know, Amnol, I want to say yes because we are very thorough into teaching you every single bit of grammar that exists, you know. But I don't know what level of grammar you are doing at the moment, okay? So here we go, présent of parler. How would you, using the je, how would you say I talk or I am talking? Come on, guys, don't be lazy. Bonjour, Glax. Bonjour, Ali. Parle. Thank you, you. Okay, I can't read your name though, but okay, je parle. Well done. Je parle. Zinle, how many tenses are necessary for a learner to know? Well, Zinle, we are going to show you a few tenses, and so you will see that we use these tenses on an everyday basis. Yeah. Okay, why are people here asking her to help pass their exams? She's great help, but she's not going to help you in the whole thing. Jonathan, thank you, but I wish I could be. I wish I could help you guys. But I am not the God Almighty, like I say every time. Okay, so here we go. Je parle. Now let's try to conjugate that verb in a passé composé. We want to say I talked. Okay, so it's an action that took place in the past and is gone, all done with. Osman, it's not parler with ER, but it's parler with E. Please refer to the videos that I've done on how to conjugate a verb in the present tense for a first group verb, okay? So, plantissimo, plantissimo. Yes, you've got it. Now we say, j'ai parlé. And this is where the chart I've just done on auxiliary verb is relevant. So, passé composé, j'ai parlé. Now, why, you may ask, is it j'ai? That's because we want to use a past tense. So, therefore, in French, you must absolutely use an auxiliary to represent a past tense. So, where is it? Here, have a look at that. What we are using here is this. J'ai. Can you see that? So, in order to form a passé composé, we are using the auxiliary avoir, and we add a past participle to it. The past participle is the verb here, which has been transformed into a past participle. For ER verb, we drop the R, and we add an accent quite simply. And here we've got a passé composé. So we've just said, I have spoken or have talked. Now, anybody could tell me what, let's have a look at imparfait. Now, imparfait is a past tense as well. But here we want to say, I was talking or I used to talk. So anybody can say that in French. Could you translate the have spoken? It's that, plantissimo, j'ai parlé. But if you want to say to speak, dire as well is a verb that means to speak, yeah? But parler does mean to speak as well, okay? So here we go. Oh, yes, Sonsi, you've got it. And Manisha, you cannot mix the passé composé and the ending of the imparfait at the same time. So watch out. So what you do, you keep the verb as it is. You put je. It's not a composed tense, okay? Passé composé means it's composed. Imparfait is not composed, okay? You keep the verb as it is, and then you add the special ending that refers to je in the imperfect. Parler, okay? So this is I was talking or I used to talk, okay? If, again, you don't know the ending of the imperfect, okay? And once you know the pattern, it's always the same for every single verb, okay? Whether it is first, second, or third group verb, okay? So what you do is put the right ending according to the right subject pronoun. For je, it is AIS, parler. Now, we are going to cover the future. Future. So we want to say, I will talk. I will talk. Osman, that's perfect now. Je ne parle pas bien. Okay. Jet, j'ai été parler is not correct. Okay. You cannot say that. So it's either j'ai parlé or je parlais. But you can't say, and Carita, je serai parler. I like what you're doing, Carity, sorry, but it doesn't work like that. Okay. You cannot use a future tense of to be and then add parle. Okay, it doesn't work for future. We want to say, I will speak. I will speak. When you conjugate a verb that is er, as in quite simple first group verb, all you do is this. So, je, you keep the verb as it is. Okay, you keep the verb as it is, as in this all infinitive form, and you add the special Vanita, you've got it, well done Jonathan, Manoj, well done, you keep the special endings. For je in the future tense is AI. Now a little trick actually for you, okay, Zanele, you cannot say je parlerai, okay, you can't say that, that's not an ending, it doesn't refer to a future tense, okay? Only the right ending will give me the right signals. You give me the right ending of your verb, I will know when it's happening, okay? So that's why you have to be uber precise, uber precise. So Zanele, but it was good, you didn't have to retract your message. Anyway, have a look at this. J'ai, I'm going to use another, let's use pink. J'ai, AI, tu as, AS, il a, est, nous avons, ONS, vous avez, IZ, ils ont, ONT. But the magic in that is that these are the endings of the future tense. So if you know how to conjugate avoir in the present tense, it's a double whammy here. You will know the ending of the future tense. So let's see whether that works. How do you say you will talk using this chart here? How do you say you will talk? Using to. How would you say that? You will talk. Alors, Chandra Mouli, tu vas parler. Yes, okay, so you're using the easy way, the future proche, and va should have an S, by the way, but well done you. Yes, Jonathan, tu parleras. Amen, tu parleras. Well done, tu parleras. Okay. How I can say I will go to school today? Je vais, I go. Aller, to go. À l'école aujourd'hui. Okay, so use the future proche, okay? Now, well done, guys. Tu parleras. And then you do the same. Il parlera. Nous parlerons. Vous parlerez. Ils parleront. Okay, so let's have a look at another tense. What tense would you like to learn? Présent, passé composé, imparfait, futur. Let's have a look at conditionnel. Conditionnel. Does it have two ends, conditionnel, or one? I don't know. Anyway, so je, and what is the conditional? We want to say I would talk. I would talk. And again, it's all about, yes, CJ, he's got it. It's all about knowing the right tense. Now, conditional is a funny one because it sounds exactly with je like the future. Tu parleras, je parlerai exactly. Oh, can you see that? Oh, sorry, I've just realized you might not be able to see. I don't have enough space here. It is the same AIS. It sounds exactly the same as je parlerai in a future tense, okay? Now, well done, you guys. Now, let's have a look, and we are going to finish by three more tenses to show you, okay, what it looks like. Now, what about, so we've done a présent, we've done passé composé, we've done imparfait, we've done futur, we've done a conditionnel, okay? We would like now to talk in the passé antérieur, okay? So let's have a look at passé antérieur. And what it is here, it's basically we want to do to conjugate the past of the past. And in order, it's a pluperfect in English. In order to do that, we want to be able to say it's I had talked, okay? I had talked, okay? So to do the passé intérieur, I had talked, you need to know how to conjugate avoir in the imperfect. So very quickly, I had, j'avais, you had, tu avais. So we are using the imperfect ending. He had, il avait. We had, nous avions. You had, vous aviez. They had, ils avaient. Okay, and here, because I mentioned the endings of the imperfect, here they are. AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. And when you want to do the pluperfect, you add this, j'avais, plus a past participle, quite simply. So, how do you say, I had, CJ, well done you, I had talked or I had spoken. It is definitely, and I'm apologizing for the lousy handwriting here, I had, j'avais, parlé. Okay, so see what we've done here. We've put this into the imperfect, okay, and we added the passé composé. So we're comparing this one, passé composé. Can you see the passé composé here? I have talked, and then we put it in the past. I had talked. So here we've got the passé antérieur. Plantissimo, well done, you guys. Lobsang, well done, very good. So let's finish by one more, and because someone asked me at the very beginning, but how do you do the futur antérieur? Okay, so futur antérieur, if we base ourselves with the same verb, we would like to say, I will have talked. Okay, I will have talked. Oh, Yana, thank you. She's a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Yana too. Okay, now I will have talked. Okay, now Manisha, this is another, maybe if you want to change the direct speech to indirect, we will cover that. And please bring me your question before we start this live so I can prepare something. Now, what is Dicel, think about that. I will have, in order to be able to create the futur antérieur, you must be able to know how to conjugate will have. So, to have in a future first. J'aurai, okay, do you remember the ending? Tu auras, il, elle aura, nous aurons, vous aurez, ils, elles auront. Okay, so here we've got suddenly the endings of the future. J'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont. Do you remember that? Okay, so knowing that, oh, thank you, CJ. CJ has just given us the list of to have in the future tense. So all you have to do to create the futur antérieur is add a past participle. So knowing that, how do you say I will have talked? And I know I've got it here, Andrew, well done. You've got it. Chandra Mouli, j'aurais, but not with an S, okay, because we are talking about future. So let's have a look. Oh, pink, not pink. Okay, so here we go. J'aurais, and then parler. Okay, j'aurais parlé, let me use my, okay, j'aurais, I will have talked or spoken. Okay. Now, are we happy with that, guys? Are we very happy? Alexa, thank you so much for your videos. You're helping me so much. I wish you all good in life. Oh, thank you, Freaky Fabulous. That's lovely. Okay, good lesson. Well, I'm glad. Now, what we can do, guys, pour moi, le passé composé est difficile. Sima, it's actually a very easy tense comparing to a lot of others. If you concentrate on this, avoir and être in the present tense and learn the past participle of those verbs, it shouldn't be a problem at all. You know, it should not be a problem knowing that you have to transform your passé, your infinitive verb here, parler, can you see that? Drop the R and add an accent. And here's your past participle for verbs in the first group, okay? Please, next episode, direct, indirect speech. Okay, okay. Right, Tyrone, got a problem with the accord. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to read all your questions now. Of course, I can't answer every questions because it's quite overwhelming and I can't teach you all, guys. But for you guys that are taking exams, okay, please be aware of the basics of the grammar. Be able to spot the verb in a sentence. Be able to spot the ending of that verb so you know what tense we're referring to. And have a look at the words before or after. Is this a negation or not? You know, have we got an adverb? Have we got a preposition? Do we have an indication of time in the sentence? Okay, so that would be good, yeah? Please, next episode, Mandan, direct, indirect pronouns. Are you all together, guys? Is it a special club on direct, indirect speech? Have you got any coaching center in France? Well, no, but funnily enough, next year, I might organize a special week in France with moi. So watch that space. Okay. Now that's it for me. I'm going to there. Okay. I will take in consideration all your questions. Pré-débutante, débutante. Bahani, what's a pré-débutante? You seem to not be a débutante. You seem to be able to write the sentence in French. Can you explain passé simple? Oh, we don't use passé simple as much in France. And I would not even bother if I were you. Seriously. Okay, that's it for me. I'm going to say au revoir. I've got another live hangout coming, but not only for paying customers. So if you join my community on YouTube or the Learn French with Alexander website, you will be able to have proper exercises, description, translation, filling the gap exercises, all available at learnfrenchwithalexa.com. See, that's me making publicity for my business. Okay, au revoir, à bientôt, bisous, bisous.